Hello, I'm Chuck Phillip with South Alabama Home Inspections, and welcome to another edition of Southern Home Talk. If I've done an inspection for you in the past, you may have seen one of my default statements in there that HVAC systems should be serviced twice a year. And the best time for these to be serviced is during the springtime to get ready for the summer season, and in the fall for the winter. And you have two different type of coil systems in your HVAC system. The one on the inside is called the evaporator coil. Your air handler could be in the attic and it might be there, but usually they're in a hallway and you can't really see them. And so really the thing to do is to take a camera or I guess a phone and take a photograph of that to see how dirty they are. I'm starting to run across some situations where the homeowner got kind of upset with me because I called out some of these things in my report because they claimed that their system was just serviced a few weeks prior to me doing the inspection. Well, the thing I'm starting to find is some of these HVAC companies are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're charging these people for services they're not getting. Or, of course, maybe they wouldn't tell them, being all truthful with me themselves, the buyer, but maybe they wasn't serviced at all, and they're claiming they were. So, and that's why it's important to pay attention a little bit to this video, because even if you don't do what I'm about to do, you'll at least know what to look out for if you have a service provider coming out and they're not doing their job. And so what we're going to be doing is cleaning the outside condenser coil. This should be done once a year along with the evaporator coil, which is, like I say, it's in your indoor system. And so what I'm about to do is turn the power off to this unit outside, but it also needs to be turned off at the thermostat first. So remember that. Go to your thermostat, turn it off there, and then if you have a breaker, which it probably does, if not at the HVAC unit, at the main panel on the outside, this breaker just so happens to be at the sub, and so it's marked like it should be, and it's going to be a 2-pole breaker. That's called a 2-pole. These are single pole. And the ones that are single are 120 volts. The one that are two are 240 volts. And so it's a lot of power running to that air conditioning unit out there. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And so I have power off at the outside unit. So let's walk on down there and take a look at that. Now, another thing you need to keep in mind as well is that your filters on your air conditioner, they should be changed every 30 days, regardless if they say they're 90-day filters. And also use the ones that are least restrictive. It'll help a lot of the airflow coming through it. And if you don't have your coils clean, the evaporator coil and this outside condenser coil, it can cost you 30% more to run your system. Plus it makes it work harder, and it shortens the service life of it as well. And so that's what we're about to do here. I went to Home Depot and I purchased this coil cleaner. It's really just a path of least resistance to do. It's less than $6. And I took off the fan motor, and those are the bolts that held it down. And so that's laying over to the side. And so you can see all these leaves that are down here at the bottom. I'm going to take this shop vac and vacuum all that out. And I'm going to take this spray foam cleaner and spray it in there and let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then take this hose and wash it out from the back side. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn the video off and get this vacuumed out, and I'll pick up the rest of this and just keep watching. Okay, well, I've got it vacuumed out now, and it looks pretty good. It's good enough. And so what I'm going to do now is spray this foam cleaner that I purchased from Home Depot, and the cap actually has a brush attachment to it. And what this is for is if you see any dented places in your coils, you can kind of sort of brush that out. You got to be really careful doing it, because you can create damage with this as well. And really the thing to do, if it's real light like that, is just to leave it. And if it's really bad, you might want to comb it out some. And so you can see, well, maybe you can, sometimes this camera doesn't show all that, how dirty this unit is. And really the best way to tell is to take a light like I have here and try to get it to shine through. And you can't, this is a really bright light, and I'm not getting hardly any light through these coils. And so this does need to be cleaned. And so that's what we're going to do right now, is go ahead and put the foam in action to work. Let this sit on there maybe 5 or 10 minutes and then rinse. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and spray this stuff. should be sprayed on the inside, facing out. I got 2 cans of this because this is the first time I've used this particular product. And I may foam it from the other side as well since I have 2 cans. You know, this has helped purging this stuff as well. It's a little bit caustic smell. It kind of smells like an easy off oven cleaner. You know, maybe look at the ingredients on this. This may be all it is. And so anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the spraying of this. I'm going to go ahead and finish spraying this out and just show you the end result. Okay, well, it's taken about 1.5 cans to do this unit here, so depending on how large yours is, it may take up to 2 cans and maybe more. But I'm putting a pretty good coating of this on there as well. So I'm going to zoom into the label here so you can sort of see what this says, and you can pause the video if you want to read the whole thing. It claims that this is a dry cleaner as well. It can be left on there, but I'm not going to do that. I want to rinse this off and kind of purge it with the water hose. And you know, whatever you do, don't use a power washer. Those, like I say, these fins are really delicate and they're real easy to bend. So what I'm using is just the flat setting on this sprayer hose here, flat. And so I'm just going to go up and down this thing and rinse this out. Now I say 1.5 cans. I may have spoken too soon, because if it's still dirty on the opposite side of these coils, I may spray the back side of this as well. I won't know until I get through. So anyway, keep watching, guys. Alright guys, well, I did speak too soon. Apparently it got the inside of the coils pretty clean, but I am going to have to put another dose of this on the exterior part of these coils. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to show up in the camera, but you can tell it's pretty dirty. Now another issue that I discovered too while cleaning this, you see these slots down here at the bottom, those are drains, and so some of them were clogged up. And so what I did is I took my hose and put it on the jet setting and kind of flushed those out, because that's what allows this unit to drain. Otherwise this thing can fill up full of water. And so this is why it's important for, you know, take the time and inspect your HVAC system. But like I said earlier, you know, is your technician actually doing his job and doing everything that we're doing right here today? And so that's why, even if you don't do this yourself, you know, at least you'll know what to look out for. And after your service, before your service technician comes, you know, go and look at your system, take photographs of it, and then after he leaves, inspect it again. Now I can't remember if I brought this up in the earlier part of this video, but there's also another turn-off that most HVAC systems have on the outside. That's a pull disconnect, but it could be a breaker as well. And another thing too, your air conditioner has to have clearance. And a lot of times when I do inspections, I find bushes right up against it and vines growing through the grill. And so that's not good for your system either. So, you know, make sure you maintain good clearance around it and clean your coils and keep it serviced. And one thing I want to mention too is, I said clean in the spring. I would wait till after pollen season is over with to have it clean, because most of what's in these fins is pollen. And so after the pollen is settled down, that's probably the best time to get this cleaned out. And I probably have forgot some other stuff, so just, you know, read the description down below, where I'll probably try to add it there. Alright, thanks guys, take care. Okay, I thought I was going to end it on that last clip, but I figured I'd go ahead and recap, because, you know, I was going through a little bit of a learning curve. Usually I make my own cleaning solution for this, but I figured I would go ahead and get the spray solution, since that's what most people will probably do. And it wound up taking 3 cans to do this exterior unit, because I did the outside part of the coils too. I probably could have gotten away with 2 cans with this product. So I got the Frost King from Ace Hardware, but I also put some chlorine tablets in here as well, because I noticed those drain plugs were clogged up when I started cleaning this unit. And so any place I could see where this unit might not be completely level, where water can pond, I put a chlorine tablet there. But this also helped keep these drain plugs clear as well too. And so, like I said, we're fixing to enter the mosquito season too. And any place water can stand is where they'll go and lay their eggs. And thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.